There is growing speculation the United States and Israel are directly behind a series of unexplained explosions across Iran in recent weeks. The most notable of these blasts came last week at a uranium enrichment facility about 150 miles south of Tehran. This image shows just how extensive the damage was to that facility. In fact, experts believe the damage is even worse than pictures depict. While the most recent blast came this weekend in a wealthy residential neighborhood in Tehran. For more on all this, let's bring in Behnam Ben Taleblu. He is a senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, and he joins me from Washington. Welcome, Behnam. Great to see you. So put into perspective for us, if you will, just how big of a blow this explosion was to the uranium enrichment facility for Iran's nuclear program. And do you consider this a huge setback for the regime?
Well, great to be with you. As you mentioned, there's been several blasts at nuclear, missile, military, and other storage and production centers across Iran for really about a month now, with no one officially stepping up to take claim except for one unconfirmed group, which is alleged to be domestic. At the site you mentioned, which is in the city of Natanz, there's a centrifuge production plant. Centrifuges are the machines that spin uranium that make it from low-enriched uranium to high-enriched uranium, basically making this element suitable for weapons grade, ready for a bomb. So if what is reported is correct, and what open source analysts have assessed from afar is correct, the production program for these machines could have been impeded by about 1+ years. But that doesn't mean the rest of Iran's nuclear program is being paused. Right now, we are on the 5th anniversary of the 2015 nuclear deal, and Iran continues to violate that deal by continuing to accumulate excess amounts of uranium.
Now, we know that Tehran is pointing fingers at Israel and the U.S., correct? Has there been any response from the U.S. State Department to these attacks? And does Tehran have any evidence of who might be behind them?
No, Tehran hasn't really put forward any evidence, but sometimes they have issued coded messages in state media about red lines being crossed and wanting to put forward some kind of deterrent message. And if the Iranians believe it to be Israel, you could likely expect that message to come as an attack on Israeli interests, perhaps as terrorism, or in the Syrian theater, where things are heating up. And if it's likely that Iran believes this to be America, you could expect the escalation that we're already seeing by Shia militias in Iraq to heat up, as well as perhaps a reversion to what we saw last summer with the multiple rounds of escalation in the Persian Gulf. So Iran, initially, it could have been looked like some of these things were accidents, but looking at the string, the pace, the scale, the scope of these explosions, the foreign sabotage thesis is ringing increasingly true, in my view.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes, that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Verse 46. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations. Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakak Kudash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami Camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 45 through 46, is that what you saw in the video I put in post-production, okay, the news segment, you're having reports of the JJs, all right, that's going to be their name for political correctness reasons, because YouTube monitors are in their feelings. So now we got to use the word JJs, but you know who you are. The JJs, okay, are causing a series of numbers of explosions in Iran, okay, which are the Persians, according to the Bible. All right. And this is beautiful stuff, because what this is doing is, all right, the JJs, which are the least of the flock, they're drawing out you Americans, all right? Babylon, America, okay? Babylon the Great, okay? And it's ruled by who? Esau, Edom. Because Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45 through 46, all right, is the same thing being said in Jeremiah chapter 49. Let's get this real quickly. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom and his purposes. Right. So Edom and Babylon go hand in hand. You get it? You see it? That he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely, here's the point, the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. Yeah. So this proves that, all right, America, all right, which is America is Babylon in the scriptures, also known as spiritually Egypt, all right. It's ruled by the Edomites. And the least of the flock are talking about the JJs that are going to pull you Americans, American Edomites into World War III. Okay? 21, the earth is moved at the noise of their fall. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Right. Same thing like it was said in Jeremiah 50, verse 46. Okay? Because all the world's going to see America go down. All right? And you can thank your ally, the JJs, America. That's right. Okay? So let's get into this article because, you clearly seeing World War III, okay, literally at the door, man. And, it's beautiful that this is coming out now because, hey, wasn't there a huge explosion in Lebanon, okay, in Beirut? That right now the death toll is 80 and thousands of people are injured and there's nothing, it looks like freaking that city went back to the Stone Age, okay? Yeah. And best believe, this is me speaking as a man, the JJs were behind it, okay? More specifically, Mossad, all right? Because there's been beef between Lebanon and the JJs, okay? You ever heard of the Lebanese government? They back, not so much indirectly, but this group, Hezbollah, has been, okay, a thorn to the JJ side for a couple of decades, okay? So it's clearly that there's friction and there's animosity between the Lebanese and the JJs, okay? And this is all through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem El Shai because he's a man of war. And he's getting these nations riled up to go fight each other. I get Exodus 15 and 3. I'm excited about this stuff right here, all right? This is fun to talk about because you clearly seeing the Lord making you nations get into World War III. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. And you Edomites are going into World War III, you so-called white people. Exodus 15 and 3. The Lord is the man of war. The Lord is his name, right? Period. The Lord loves war, man. Okay? This is his doing. All right? And he's moving you nations. Proverbs, 21 and 1. Oh, jump the gun. 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. Right? So the Lord is moving the minds of your military officers, of your politicians, okay? The people that are for war against the other country. And that's all thrown to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, okay? He moves these nations into battle because he's a man of war. This is his movie. He can do that. 2, every way of man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. Right. That's how you know these nations are going to war. All right. And this is beautiful. So let's get into this article. Mysterious explosions keep happening in Iran. Israel's likely behind it. Now, this is Vox.com. All right. This is a left-wing news media outlet, and they have to report this and say, yeah, it's the JJs that are behind it. Okay? Experts say that the suspected sabotage is part of the JJ's long-term efforts to delay any and all of Iran's nuclear development, which they have the nukes, okay? Russia's backing them. Russia has hooked them up, all right? So don't get it twisted. They have the nukes already, and they're just trying to stop it, but you can't. For weeks, Iran has faced a deadly wave of explosions and fires at a sensitive military and civilian sites, including one incident that caused immense damage to an important nuclear facility. No one officially knows why it's happening or who is responsible, but many believe JJ's. With the Trump administration up in America, here you go. There's Donnie. See, Donald Trump is not leaving the presidency. Okay, he's all for this. Okay, Donald Trump is behind the JJ's 110%. Okay, he moved the U.S. embassy into Jerusalem. He's clearly working with the JJ's and doing whatever they want. So for all you Trump-loving folks, all right, hey, Trump's going to get you into World War III. You best believe it. Trump's administration tactic or even direct support is behind it all. On June 26, a massive explosion rocked the Qujir missile production complex, a location considered vital to Iran's missile capabilities. 4 days later, another blast, this time at a medical clinic north of the capital, Tehran, killed 19 people, right? So you got the Persians in their spirits. They're getting riled up, okay? What's that? Because while all this is happening, all this is doing is just getting the Persians ready to go to war against you Edomites, okay? Against you, what was it, in the Apocrypha? Let me get it. All right, there it is. There we go. So 2nd Esdras 15 and 29. Behold, an horrible vision, and the appearance thereof from the east, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots. Right. Hey, and that explosion over there in Lebanon, it riled up the spirits of them arrows, man. Ishmael descends, okay? Them Lebanese, they ready to go ham on you JJs, which is all spiritual, which is going to draw, you Americans, you Edomite Americans into World War III. And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. 30. Also the Carminians, right? When you go into, let's look up the Carminians. All right, that's why it's important to always look up words, look up these names, because when you go into it, it makes sense. All right, you see the prophecies moving. Carminia, just real quickly, is an historical region. Here, let me blow this up so you can read for yourself. So we can read together. Read along. Carminia is a historical region that approximately corresponds to the modern province of Kerman and was a province of Achaemenid, Seleucid, Arsid, the Sasanian Empire. The region bordered Persia in the west. Okay, there you go. Get Rosia in the east, Parthidia in the north, and Aurea in the northeast. Right, so now let's get a map. Hopefully this map gives me what I need to see. You know what, let's get a large map. Uh-oh. Ignore. Computer's acting slow. Spare me one moment. Let's go to large. All right, here we go. Elam, Persia, Iran. This is what they're talking about. Look how that came up. You see that? You see that? Look, another one. Boom. Clearly, that's Iran. That's modern day Iran. Carminia, right here. There you go. So, this is a future prophecy. Okay, let's end that. All right, so this is going to happen. Also, the Carminians, the Persians, and you could thank the JJs for, all right, doing these explosives. And that's all done through the Supreme Power Yahweh Bashim Shai, because he's a man of war. He got these nations at each other's throat, which is Yapa. Also, the Carminians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. Right. And you're seeing more and more of the Persians and the Arabs coming together. Okay. And shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Right. Who are the Assyrians? The modern, modern day America. All right. Because Iran's going to put a beating on you too. The Persians. Okay. And these Arabs. And they have been. Okay. You have yet. First of all, this prophecy has already, it's already been happening. All right. It's only going to intensify. Look at Iraq and look at Afghanistan. You still haven't defeated the Taliban. You still haven't defeated all the radical different sects in Iraq. Okay. And what? I thought you were the strongest military in the world, America. No, you're losing your power. And it's all through the spirit power Yahweh Shem Yahshai. And it's only going to get worse. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled, bled, and keep silence with their power, and shall flee. So so the point is, hey, these Arabs are getting riled up in the spirit to go to war against you Edomites, okay? And they're going to start attacking the Israelis, because the Israelis, the JJs for political correctness, you've been, attacking them for quite a few decades. It's time for a recompense, and this is all done to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Another one says, on July 2nd, an explosion and fire occurred at the underground Natanz nuclear facility, a key component to the country's uranium enrichment efforts. What actually transpired is unclear, but a Middle Eastern official believed to be the head of Israeli JJ intelligence, Yossi Cohen, told the New York Times last week that the JJs had detonated a bomb. Analysts differ on the extent of the damage, but assessments say centrifug production may have been delayed a few months or even a few years as a result of the explosion and fire. That's all semantics. Everybody knows it was the JJs. So that's it. So what is this going to do? All this is going to do is create World War III. All right, and you clearly see it. You clearly see the foundation of World War III being built. Yeah, so listen to this. Their reasoning is straightforward, right? Although this is clear. Let me read this. This is coming straight out of the mouthpiece of your people, Esau, Edom. But current and former U.S. and JJ officials, as well as actors, have spoke to are pretty certain JJs is responsible for the incidents at the military and nuclear sites, but not the clinic or the port or plant. I call BS on that. With or without Washington's explicit approval, I call BS on that. But hey, U.S. and the JJ officials and experts are saying that the JJs are behind it, okay? Former and current. There's a pattern of escalation and a context that would suggest a motive on the JJ side to target the Persians, said Dalalia Dasakaya, the director of the Center for Middle East Public Policy at the RAND Corporation. The reasoning is straightforward. Since President Donald Trump withdrew from the Persian nuclear deal in 2018, Persia has inched closer to obtaining a nuclear weapon. Though the country fiercely denies it is seeking one, which is BS. Okay, all these countries, all right, North Korea, Iran, all right, what other countries that are claiming that they don't have it? Any country that has some form of technology equivalent to North Korea and Iran, they have the technology to lob nukes, okay? And this all done through the spirit power Yahweh Shem Yahshai. So, Iran, the Persians are BS in here. Now that Persia is in a weakened position due in large part to coronavirus pandemic, the JJs and Babylon can target the country's nuclear and military programs without fear of a massive retaliation. And that's going to be your demise. All right? That's going to be your demise. Because the Lord said this. Okay? First, who's going to back them? It's the Russians. And the Russians are in the Middle East. And they are Ezekiel 38. The Russians are in the Middle East, and they're going to engage and back the Persians. And the Russians are Magog. Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came out to me, saying, "2 Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him." Right. Also, Tubal is Turkey. All right. They're going to side with the Russians, and they're doing it right now. That's why they're buying Russian rockets, and they're doing all sorts of military tactics all along the Syrian and Turkey border. All right. Just Google that. 3, and thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Meaning, okay, the Soviet Union's coming back, and you see it. It's powerful than ever. All right, the Russians are in the Middle East, and they have gained ground, man. America, all right, you Edomite Americans, you couldn't take down Assad. Assad is still in power, okay? That was because the Russians, all right, kicked you out, all right? Yeah, you're getting weak. 5, Persia, there you go, the Iranians, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet, right? And there's been plenty of news articles that prove that the Russians are working with the Persians, the Ethiopians, and Libyans. In fact, I did a lesson on a report, of Libya, the rebel leader Haftar, all right, which was a former CIA agent. You trained America, and then he turned on you. But the Russians are backing him, and they gave him planes, warplanes, all right, MiGs. Yeah, look that up. Okay, so you're going down. All right, you Edomites as a whole, you're going down because you're divided. All right, you're going to go into World War III, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, because he's forced you into this battle. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Okay. 6, Gomorrah and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. 7, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And that's the key point. Russia is a guard unto all these nations. All right, let's get into another scripture. America, you're not leaving the Middle East. All right, you're staying in the Middle East, and it's all done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, because he's a man of war, and he wants to see you go down in war. Joel chapter 2 verse 20. But I will remove far off from you the northern army. That's talking about America. And I will drive him into a land barren and desolate. It's talking about the Middle East or the Near East. With his face toward the east sea, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. Right? Because you're being judged, America. All right? You're being judged. So by these JJs pulling you into World War III, all right, you're going to be destroyed, all right, because of all your wickedness that you've done in Babylon, all right, here in America, what you've done to the children of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, what you've done, okay, to the scriptures. You blaspheme the scriptures. You say the Lord is a so-called white man, all right, even though the scriptures clearly describes him as a so-called black man. You said the angels are so-called white, even though the scriptures clearly describe them as so-called black, okay, color, all right? Oh, yeah, you got to pay for all these lies. You destroyed the earth. You polluted the air, chemtrails, okay, fluoride in the water, pesticides. I mean, we go on and on of those great things you have done, America, okay? So you got to be judged. Last scripture, and we'll close out. Revelation 16 and 15. This is for us, the elect. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame. Right. And the elect are going to be watching, and they're going to keep the garments, which is the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Follow Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? His commandments, his statutes, all right? His laws to the best of their ability. Because they don't want to be walking naked with that shame. Okay? Because the Lord is coming, man. Look, you can clearly see the Lord is coming. All right? Explosions. Oh, there was an explosion in Wuhan, China. That just came out 5 hours ago. I mean, there's explosions now happening. All right, 2020, year of prophecy deemed by Apostle Har, has been awesome, outstanding. It's been exciting, and you got to be excited. It's been awesome, man. It's great. It's beautiful. All right, so the Lord's coming, man. So you better be watching. You better be in the prophecies. And prophecies, you can't go wrong. You stick with the prophecies, you can't go wrong. 16. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, or in the Hebrew Armageddon, okay, which means mountain of troops, assembly of troops. That's why the Lord has all the nations in the Middle East, okay, especially the two major superpowers, Russia and America. Edomites, and they're going to kill each other, all right, in World War III. Isn't that exciting? It's Yapa. 17. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne saying, it is done. Yeah, it's done, man. Woo! That's exciting, man. 18. And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since man were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake is so great. What's going to cause that earthquake that such as was not since man were upon the earth? The nuclear missiles. Boom. And that's how you know. All right? These nukes are going to fly. 19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon came in remembrance before the Most High Power to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. Right. 200 million nukes. That's what you're going to get, America. All right? That great earthquake. 20. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. 21. And there fell upon men a great hail of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent, and the men blasphemed the Most High because of the plagues of the hail, for the plague of thereof was exceeding great. Right. Who was blaspheming? All right. The elite in their bunkers, because they're still going to be talking shit. That's why they're going to be going into slavery, hardcore slavery, because they're still going to be blaspheming after the Lord dropped America with nuclear missiles. They still going to be talking shit, man. You elites, you Rothschilds, you Rockefellers, you DuPonts. Okay? You Gettys, you Oppenheimers, in your bunkers, wherever you're at. Okay? We know you're not in America. We know you're in other places. But guess what? The Lord knows, and he's going to get you out. He's going to use his men to get you out. So the Lord wants to edify, hey, this World War III is about to pop off, bucko. And you can thank the JJs for it, America. You're going to go into it, okay? You can thank the JJs. And with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there, pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the 4 corners of the earth, risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. For the few sisters that are watching, keep studying, keep praying. We're almost out of here. The prophecies. How many more prophecies do we need? We're almost out of here. All right, let's go. Shalom and a Baba Ball.